editions on a
Yep.
big screen. But that was yeah. Actually, it was a church.
Oh,
One of the church we went to, and that was a big. I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't like the IMAX size screen, but it was a
right,
big
right.
screen.
Yep. So apparently, it's becoming more of a thing to bring back these old movies and do this more. They were advertising right about it.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby!
There's no way to stitch the jugular. All of your blood will be on the floor in 4 minutes.
I'm gonna make him an offer again.
DJANGO. The D is silent.
Get in my belly!
When you want to talk sports, you ask folks who have seen it all up close. So on The Al Travis Show, we go with the guys at the end of the bench. Time to talk all things sports.
We got them, John and Dan, the guys at the end of the bench. Gentlemen, I don't know how often they talk the division series, usually the best football that they get in the playoffs. I'll tell you what, the wild card round last week was better than this weekend. I always say that 2 games were fantastic and 2 were really not. I mean, it was either all or nothing. Dan, a quick recap what you thought on just the quality of the football.
Yeah, there was. I think even the close games weren't necessarily pretty. So the now the very first the Broncos Bills was actually that was actually pretty cool. That actually looked really good. The Seahawks. I thought that was impressive, but it was not a fun game to watch, and neither was the Patriots and Texans.
Yeah.
But the Bears did their magic thing last night, and they just so that was you're right. It was complete feast or famine. It was,
and I think we can't really talk about what we talked about in the Marine, but I will say that John did agree with me before we went on there that put a dome on all these stadiums would have been much better football. There's a lot of reason for the crap. Don't shake your head at me, Dan. John, your thoughts just overall the games this weekend?
It was definitely several steps down from Wild Card Weekend. I mean, the first game was great, and I watched a chunk of that, and I thought, wow, here we go, more great football. But after that, it was like, I mean,
no.
Seattle game was a sleeper. And a lot of mistakes by the teams, too. Way more turnovers and missed.
That's the weather. Back to the weather again. Let's talk the Bills and the Broncos quick. I had picked the Bills because I really thought it was the better quarterback. That was a push come to shove game, overtime. They end up losing it. That was, for me, the most fun game to watch. Maybe we'll talk the Bears-Rams in a minute, but that was a fun ball game. A lot of good football there. I think the Broncos are better than I guess I thought they were. Dan?
Well,
now I did call that one.
I know you did. You're right all the time.
But now I say that because I'm going to be really embarrassed by the Texans game, but because I also went wrong on that. But that was just the back and forth. I mean that's what you want playoff football to be. That's what that's really so. That's been plus, after last weekend, it looked like this was going to be the ongoing trend. That this was going to be they were going to just continue the excitement going forward. But no, that game was fun. I don't know what to think of the Broncos now, especially without Bo Nix.
New England's in the Super Bowl, man.
You think? Well, we'll talk about it. John, your thoughts on that game?
Great game, like Dan said. I mean, it just picked up where the Wild Card Weekend left off. This back and forth, and that fourth quarter, and I mean, the catches and the overtime, and I mean, it was just phenomenal. Yeah. Phenomenal. Great football. Really good team.
Absolutely.
Then we go for what I consider the Minnesota loss. Thank you, San Francisco 49ers. Got a taste of being a Viking fan. I called it. There was nothing left of that team. And Seahawks were too good, 2 weeks to plan it. Oh my God, 41-6, and there was no reason. That's when the weekend fell apart. It's like, wow, that is not what the NFL wanted when it was on prime time. John, your thoughts on the poor 49ers who were just decimated, and the defense especially?
That's, you got to feel for them. I mean, we've been there, obviously, like you said, but to be humiliated in the playoffs that way, what an ugly way to end the season. It was not a competitive game. It was over early. Very happy for Darnold and company.
See, there you go.
and we can go into that big debate on another show, but they're good and they look good too.
Darnold saved himself 2 14-win seasons back-to-back. He now has won in a playoff game against, the 49ers. He gets that monkey off his back. I couldn't be happier for him.
Yeah.
But, boy, it was a horrible game. Your thoughts, Dan?
I mean, that was not what I expect out of the 49ers. That's I mean, I realized they had injuries, but wow, that was not what anybody expected. But I don't know, are the Seahawks just that good? I got the sense that it was a little bit of both, that maybe they are literally just that good.
They are really that good, I think. I watching them, they knew what they could force the run, which forced their play action, which forced the passing, and Darnold was throwing some darn nice passes in there. So let's look at the other game, which to me was striking, because literally you get a cigar in the garage, like, all right, let's have a game. It was New England and Texans. I went back and forth on who I thought was going to win this bad boy. I think I declared it one way with you and one with the other guys. So I don't know if I really care. But 4 interceptions by Stroud. Every quarter he threw one. It's like, I don't know. I'm not saying somebody was in. It was horrible. Your thoughts, John? I mean, 4 interceptions in a game you had to win, and they kept it tight, 12 points.
You almost wonder if he threw that game on purpose. Maybe a big betting scandal is going to come out, because, wow, what a change from the week before. They obviously left it all behind, and I don't know why. They are a much better team than they showed in that game. And I was really disappointed that they played the way they did. I don't want to put it all on Stroud, but boy, you got to give your team a chance to stay in the game at least.
Well, we talked about their defense, right? And that the Texans have a great defense, but a defense they kept New England to 28 points, giving them the ball 4 extra times, twice
right.
The defense did what we thought they would do. I mean,
exactly.
My God.
So
what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the game?
That was my thought as well. I think the defense did about as well as you could expect them to play, given the circumstances. I'm not, and as John said, I'm not going to put it all on C.J. Stroud. I'm not going to put it all on Stroud, because they were not every single one of them entirely his fault.
Yeah,
but yeah, that was. I mean, after a team that come in winning. A big deal on Friday about 10 in a row. They're on a roll. They're just going. They're just going. And that was actually, I kind of thought it was embarrassing.
It was, especially for him, who could blow his whole confidence thing. I guess the other thing I'd say, put a dome on it. A lot of that, the weather and the crap, put a dome on it. I just keep proving my point as we get later and later in the season. Then last night was a great ball game in that I can't root for the Pack. I can't root for the Bears, so I actually said the Bears will lose. And those stupid Bears come back, and I'm like, oh, now it's overtime. Now I thought I was going to lose this thing, but the Rams pull it off. Rams win in overtime. Again, an entertaining game, 20-17. Dan, your thoughts?
I kept thinking there's like, do the Bears now have the reincarnation of McMahon here? Of the guy who just kind of, makes the win happen. That's certainly, you're starting to wonder about that. But yeah, I was, as you mentioned, I picked the Rams, but I wanted the Bears. Mm-hmm. I know. I'm sorry. I did that for that.
Every way.
But yeah, it was fun. I mean, I didn't stay. I was watching I was following on my phone for the end of the game, because you were
driving home.
Yeah, exactly. No, I was getting ready to go to bed. I was a tired young. I got tuckered out. So
John, answer me this: did you see that last touchdown by the Bears? I mean, this guy is dead to rights, running backwards, go all the way back to the 40-yard line on the other side, and then just heaves this thing. And you look up, there's a guy 5 yards wide open in the corner of the end zone. How has that happened? The game was over.
That has to go down as one of the craziest plays in playoffs. I mean, I think I read it was officially a 17-yard and something pass, but it actually traveled 51 yards.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And I thought when that happened, I thought Chicago's going to do it. I thought they had the mojo and the momentum. that's why you play overtime, and then they got those rules, and there you go.
You would think of the divisional round with 2 overtime games, this would have been about as exciting as you can get, but it really wasn't. The other 2 games were just crazy, not good. But I think this is actually helping overall the NFL. I would generally not really care about the games once the Vikings are out. I really drop off. But these games have been so entertaining. I'm really looking forward to next weekend. Now, that being said, you guys following the commercials, I'm going to need you to do some in-depth look. Flag football 2 weeks from now is going to be quite impressive. You watch those commercials. If you watch, the highlights are the guys jumping in the pool of foam that they created. They can't even come up with highlight reels of the crap we got. Is anybody going to watch All-Star Weekend? It maddens me.
No, and now I will also say it's not for us. That was we are clearly no longer the target market for that game. But I mean, what were the ratings when it was the exhibition? When it was the exhibition game? When it was 62 to 55 or whatever? It was those games.
Does anybody remember what it's called when the All-Stars flew to Hawaii and then they played weird sports games with really cute actresses and stuff? And they played, what was that called?
Battle of the Network Stars.
There, go do that. I'll watch that. Let them do something like that with. God, it was Valerie Bertinelli, Farrah Fawcett. Go do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That would be more fun than this flag football crap we're going to watch. We'll talk about that as we get closer. I got to go to break. Back after this. What's going on with your Wolves?
At LGH Wealth Management, our mission is to create financial empowerment through independent, personalized, and authentic financial planning. That means meeting you where you are and helping you get where you want to go. Whether you're a business owner planning for growth, succession, or a future sale, or a hardworking individual looking to get ahead, reduce stress, and tackle life's financial challenges, we're here to help. From retirement planning and investment management to tax-efficient strategies, estate planning, and risk management, LGH Wealth delivers comprehensive guidance you can trust. Call LGH Wealth Management today at 507-525-7324. That's 507-525-7324. Securities offered through J.W. Cole Financial Incorporated, JWC, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through J.W. Cole Advisors Incorporated, JWCA. Lubeck Geisler Ham Wealth Management Incorporated and JWC JWCA are unaffiliated entities.
As in alligator. L also in alligator. but it's not alligator. It's the Al Travis Show.
And we got him, John and Dan, the guys at the end of the bench. Let's talk your Minnesota Timberwolves. Over the weekend, they ended up losing to Houston. They did not have Anthony Edwards in that game. It was an entertaining game. They gave it a shot. Mm-hmm. But I think the game yesterday or the day before, Saturday, was the game to discuss. It was San Antonio and the Spurs, who we'd beaten. Now they're coming. We're going to San Antonio. What's going to happen? The Timberwolves end up losing 126-123. Ant scores 55 in the game in a loss. I'll start with you, Dan. Your thoughts on just the ball game in general?
Would have been nice to have Rudy. I'm going to say.
Yeah, but he didn't play because Victor was in the game. He doesn't like playing other big men. Just look at when the games he sits.
But no, honestly, I actually gave up on the game at halftime when they were down. Well, they were down huge, and it's like
they were down to 25 points at one time. John, I that giving up at halftime, I was that close as well. Minnesota gave up 48 points in the second quarter. Yeah. It was like they didn't care to be there. Right. It was sad.
That's why I gave up. But yeah,
John, your thoughts on that game overall? That I was in the same boat, but I hung in there and I got to see the comeback. Go ahead.
Well, there were a few misses. I mean, Rudy has a defensive edge that might have helped a little bit, but credit for coming back in the second half. But there were a couple of guys that didn't pull their weight in that. I saw Conley played 20 minutes, 0 points.
Yeah.
And he's not a big guy, so what was he contributing there? Not to pin it on him, but
no.
I think Nas had kind of an off game too. I think he only had like 5 points or something. But
he got out in like the second quarter or something with a pulled.
He was a little hurt.
Arm shoulder, yeah. And Mike Conley, then Jaden Clark was 10 minutes with no points. There's a lot of folks with no points.
Yeah, but you look at a guy when a guy scores 55 points by himself. That's like half a game score. You think, okay, the other guys just need to do average, and you should win. They really should have won that game. Really,
they should have. I blame the almost loss on San Antonio, literally on Victor. When they got up, and this game was over at halftime. Dan, you're 100% correct. When we were up, they were up at halftime. Then it was every time Ant would shoot a three, Victor just got the ball, and there's this big man just launching up threes. I have no idea why that coach, I don't know how many threes they shot up in the third quarter when the Wolves came back. It was like, hey, we're way up, 3-a-thon. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're up 25 points. Take 30 seconds off the clock every time. There are not enough possessions for them to come back. But that wasn't the game plan. I mean, I don't coach them. But that was the dumbest thing ever seen. And then, Ant would make one, then that's exactly what Victor would want to do, and they weren't going in. It was a strange game plan by them. You're up that much? Let's slow this bad boy down. Am I crazy? I would have coached that so differently.
I would too. I think it was more of the one-on-one game. It was more of the Victor versus Ant. That was the it was because that was it's kind of this. Is this the passing of the torch to the to the new superstars to the so I think that's kind of a bit of it here.
You got to give the Spurs fans some credit. They were rooting for Ant as well. They were seeing those numbers go up, and there was no booing him or anything. They liked watching two superstars play. It is the changing the guard. Ant can score at will against big guys like Ant is that good. The problem we have, and I throw this out, I just read this minutes ago, Minnesota thus far, halfway through, has had the second easiest schedule so far. So that means in the second half, we must be picking it up quite a little bit as far as who we're playing. What does that say to you, John? I mean, it doesn't bode well, right?
Well, the Wolves are a good team. We've seen when they're firing on all the cylinders. I think they can beat anybody, including Oklahoma, which they have, right?
No.
But it's a consistency that's been their kind of hallmark, or inconsistency, rather, that's been their hallmark.
Yeah.
So, they got to find a way to be that team, that Oklahoma beating team every night or almost every night. Yeah. If they can maintain that, and I think they've been slowly improving, even despite these two losses. So I'm hopeful for the second half.
All right. Well, Dan, you're a numbers guy. That's got to mean something to you that they had the second easiest schedule up to this point, and it gets tougher from here.
It's concerning, absolutely. It's concerning. I'm to be very diplomatic. It's concerning. It's troubling. That's I would say, but I was also very happy with the 2 games before that. So I mean, the winning. So it's hard, but it's the consistency thing. I do think looking at them, yes, they have some of the off nights, but I'm not seeing it nearly as much as in the past. I'm trying to be the glasses half full guy, of course, but they seem to be. It doesn't last entire games.
You're probably right. They don't have games they give up, but they give up quarters, like a 48-point quarter. They do fall asleep or whatever, and then we're good enough to battle back. That'll bite you in the backside when you get into playoff time.
That ain't gonna happen in the playoffs. Yeah.
I got to go. I'm out of time, guys. We'll get you guys back in here on Friday. I appreciate you both. John, Dan, appreciate you coming on the show. They're the guys at the end of the bench.